Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your caster, Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of 2Calculated2Throw, and on the right, we are going to be having the members of Would Tap That. This is a Division D East matchup. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I see everybody already in chat. Shadonis, thank you for coming by. Grievance as well. Hero Sharebot, how are you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. But yeah, we're on Battlefield of Eternity, and I'm sure you're sitting there and you're wondering, why Battlefield of Eternity? How did we get here? I got you. Weenus actually got us, because Weenus is the boy, and went ahead and made us a new layout here. So we are going to be having the coin flip won by the members of Would Tap That. They're going to go ahead and opt for first pick. That means the map priority goes over to Calculated2Throw, who banned out Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow. Dragonshire and Towers of Doom was banned out by the members of Would Tap That, and Battlefield of Eternity is going to be our first map of the evening. And I gotta say, for a first map, I think Battlefield of Eternity is a really, really good choice. It's a great place to take your enemy team and kind of test their limits, see what they're able to do, and also, there's a lot of micro, and there's a few macro decisions you have to make, but I think that the team fighting that you get is a big aspect. And in a best of 3, I think this is a good way to kind of challenge the enemy, see where they land within their skill set and combinations and rotations, and also shot calling. It's a really good map overall to kind of pressure the team. And it looks like Bandit is extremely uncomfortable because it's very, very hot today, and this room is going to be very warm sooner than later. Holy crap, that's a fancy intro. It's a little fancy. Some wonderful people over at the Nexus Gaming Series made it. And so General Confusion, hi, how are you? Carson, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. I hear some sick casting is about to happen. Slightly sick. And it's sick with Q's instead of the proper spelling, because that's how we do it. I don't know. Let's actually jump into our draft here. We are going to be having a Kael'thas and a Diablo band out on the right-hand side, and a Joanna and a Nubrak on the left. Now, we did have a patch that came through today, and there were some changes that came through on a couple of these heroes. Most notably is the Impaler camp actually got a 15 damage increase on their damage, so that siege is going to be something a little bit more worrisome because they do attack quite quickly, and that 65 damage I think it is now is going to be just, it's a little more impactful, and it really starts to stack up, especially with 3 impalers. Movement speed went up by 0.44, which isn't a whole, like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I was just playing and like it's a touch quicker, and you can definitely feel it. Like it's definitely I don't know why, but it felt smoother. I really enjoyed it. I was playing some AI matches and just fiddling around, and we also had some hero changes. Imperius got some changes. We had some Chen changes. A lot of heroes actually got touched throughout that entire, but no one actually being played currently. And Nubrak did get some changes as well. But regardless, let's actually jump into our draft here, because we do have this Li Ming on the right-hand side. Really, really strong on a map like this. We could actually see them opt for the Hanzo here, or they could go for the Genji and go for a double reset composition. Granted, Genji does struggle a little bit with damage over time heroes, much like Gul'dan, so they're probably going to avoid going for that one right there. And Rainer's just going to be able to bring in that Pepper, which is, I think, very strong here. Going to be able to also help out that Li Ming, finalize some kills, and also maybe disengage someone who might try and step up to the enemy team or the friendly team. And then we also do have this Stukov rounding out the draft. Or at least rounding out the first portion of the draft, as we are going to be going into our... Man, it just like heaved in for a second. I was like, you okay? You good? You alright? Alright. If I was sitting on the left-hand side here, I'd be looking to ban out a tank potentially, something that'd be strong on a map like this, something that's strong with their composition. I wouldn't actually disagree with a Garrosh ban, but they're actually going to get rid of the Zeratul. They're afraid of that, and that would mean that the Zeratul would probably be solo laning, or the Rainer would be solo laning, which is possible. You can totally have a solo lane Rainer, but I don't know. I don't think the Zeratul ban was necessary. That's a lot of damage coming out with a whole lot of not front line. Just no front line at that point. And Li Ming and well, there's going to be the Garrosh ban, because actually neither of these teams do actually have a tank yet, or a solo lane. Rainer maybe. I mean, I think that's stretching it a little bit. If I was reaching, I'd be reaching for that one. Imperius will be picked up with the ETC. Now, both of these heroes got some changes. ETC got a little bit, I think, some cooldown reduction. No, Guitar Hero got like a 1-second increase, but or no, not Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero is the talent at 1 that got a 20% increase on the healing. It was from 40 to 60, and then I can't remember. Solo, I think, is the actual talent where he actually heals himself. That is going to be, that was the cooldown for that was increased by 1 second, but overall I think ETC just kind of got pulled into the middle of the road, and that Imperious, I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about the changes. He felt really weird when I was running him just down mid lane in an AI match trying to figure this out. Oh, was Artanis gonna make it through? I'm a little sad that we haven't seen Artanis at all, especially on Battlefield of Eternity. Lunara incoming, she did get changes as well. Yo, Corvix, how you doing? Thanks for coming by, bud. Yrel and Arthas will be picked up on the right-hand side, so probably Yrel for the solo lane. Arthas is going to be in that top lane. Going into the Imperious, I would guess. Now, they do need some extra damage, and that's going to be the Lunara. Corvix, how do you know these things? Guitar solo, thank you so much, Rip the Jacker. I couldn't remember. Because I think it's Guitar Hero is the level 1 talent, and Guitar Solo. Okay. Thank you. Just gone out of my brain. Honestly, between the two teams, I really like these drafts. On Battlefield of Eternity, though, I kind of lean a little bit more in favor for Would Tap That, just because I think their race potential is extremely high. Their defense around the Immortals are really, really powerful as well. Not just, I mean, ETC has good control, but I think Yrel and the Arthas are a little bit stronger in that control department and being able to kind of lock down enemies and also knock them away with that Righteous Hammer and kind of make some more room. And I feel like Righteous Hammer can be used a little bit more than the knockback from the ETC. Oh, you know Fear. Okay. And his Lunara is great. And Lunara is great on BOE. I agree. Corvix saw that coming a mile away. I feel like 2C needs a bit more burst, though. I think the Gul'dan might be able to handle that. The Imperious setup and the ETC ETC setup and Imperious follow-up, or however you want to initiate with the Celestial Charge or the Power Slide, is really good. Gul'dan, I think, would bring in that like burst per se, but that damage over time is going to be something they're going to need to worry about. I think that's a bit of the outlier for me in this game. So let's go ahead and find out who's going to be taking it. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of 2Calculated2Throw with X Havoc going to be on the ETC. Glad. We're just going to go with Glad because I was trying to say this earlier and I was like, I'm not getting this right. But Glad's going to be on the Ana. We're going to have Jürgenderb. I think that's right on the Gul'dan. Hunter X will be on the Imperious, and Fear rounds out the draft on the Lunara. On the top right of the right side of the map, we have Would Tap That. We have Colonel Pants going to be on the Yrel. In the bottom lane, we have Shadonis going to be on the Arthas. Night Knight will be on that Li Ming. Zilla is going to be on the Stukov, and Barcode is going to be on the Rainer. Let's go ahead and check out our level 1s here. And also, just go ahead and do that really quickly, get that controller going, and just that Echo Corruption right at the start to be able to get 4 stacks, that's really, really good. I would say that the slows from Lunara and the CC from Imperious can get them some kills. I agree. I break it up phonetically and just go with what I can go with. Oh, is it Jurg and Herb? I was reading Jürgenderb. Because Jürgenderb just sounds, it just kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit. I don't know. Colonel Pants in this top lane is going to be going into Hunter X. We're going to check out this a little bit. The more of the fun will be in bottom lane. It seems like they're playing a little bit slower, a little bit safer. I'm just watching the minimap as well, and also watching those health bars to see if anyone's going to get taken out. ETC is a little bit low, but realistically, as I said, it's just going to be a lot of damage being thrown out. Stacking up these quests as well. 15 stacks a minute into this game. A little bit more than a minute in this game, but still to be near halfway through the Echoed Corruption stacks, that's a big one. That's a really, really big one for your Gul'dan, because we don't often see Gul'dan on a map like this. We see heroes more prioritizing the assassin department in the race for the Immortals. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this Gul'dan because it's really starting to put in the damage and it's starting to put in the hurt early. But we are getting, as I said, early into this. So let's actually show some of the vision for the blue team right now and just get an idea of what they can see and how they're setting up in the lane. And also, the invasion going to be coming out from the members of Would Tap That as they're going to be jumping down here, going to try and steal this camp away. As I said, this camp did get buffed in the patch. The Impalers do 15 more damage, which let's actually just double check on that one. Ouch, hold on. ETC goes down as I'm looking at just camp numbers here. Which that's saying, is that saying its basic attack damage is I'm gonna have to go back and double check on that one. Either way, we are gonna be having our 4 talent here in favor for the members of Would Tap That. They do get that early kill. I'm gonna yield them a little extra experience, and we do have some questing talents that other members of the other team are gonna be working through. That also the oh, I can't remember it off the top of my head. There's Frozen Tempest right here, but or Frozen Waste, and it's Frost Presence. Okay. I had it, and I was like, no, I think I got it wrong, and I even wasn't even right on the other one. But either way, Bruiser Camp on both sides going to be picked up. We are going to be able to see what the vision looks like. I clicked on an Impaler a while ago. So they are going to be able to see that Stukov. Lunar is going to be using that Wisp. Didn't go for the Sentinel at level 1, but still will be able to scout out that Stukov that was sitting on the right-hand side. And let's actually go ahead and do the exact same thing for the members in red. Let's actually check out what their vision looks like, as that's the power slide from the ETC coming in here. Shadonis is getting very low. That was also the Biotic Grenade going out from the Ana, reducing that healing. They don't go down just yet. They're going to get some good healing. They also have the Frozen Tempest currently proc, so that way they get that attack speed reduction on anyone who tries to step up into them, making it a little bit easier to then turn around. But I gotta say, this Gul'dan is putting in some real good damage. 32 stacks currently. Huge power slide coming out from X-Havoc, as they're not able to get a massive follow-up, but they're still whittling away at this on the side of Would Tap That. This Li Ming has so much presence when it comes to the distance whittle onto this. And as long as, I was about to say, as long as the friendly members can stay alive, which it looks like they're actually going to be just fine doing here. We are going to be having the pustule being spread around. Hunter is very low. X-Havoc is going to get a huge knockback as Colonel Pants tries to get the Avenging Wrath onto the ETC, or excuse me, onto the Imperius right there. That would have been a huge pickup, and then that would have definitely been a big change for them. But you can already see that both these teams are going into the race, and this is just going to be Immortal, first one at least, going over to the members of Would Tap That, as actually they're not going to want to, they don't want to give this over easily on the side of 2Calculated2Throw, and they 2Calculated went ahead and picked off that Stukov first kill for themselves, as they find a second right there. Meanwhile, Urel is going to be diving around, gets the kill onto the Immortal, but have they sacrificed themselves? Looks like that's the case. They go down, so 3 go down. First Immortal over to the members in red. But realistically, what siege are they going to be able to get? Oh, if they can catch Barcode. No, okay, they're fine. Patch speed says attack went from 50 to 65. Looks like Blizz messed up the subtract instead of adding. That might be, so wait, did it get nerfed instead? That was a nice invade from Would Tap That. I agree. I'm here, I'm late, but I'm ready. Oh, excuse me. Hold on, is that the Miss Windup Bird coming into this channel? Hello, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming by. Ana's going to be going down here in the push into this bottom lane, as they are going to be able to siege in just past the front gate. Shadonis is taking a lot of damage. They're going to need to back off. Barcode just able to just freely put in this damage into the Gul'dan. This is something that we need to highlight right now, as Imperius will be picked off, splitting the team right there very effectively, and that is going to be Stukov getting picked off by the Nexus forces. Just a little too OP. But let's click on this camp again, because I'm curious. I'd see, is it... But, like, it scales per minute, obviously. I don't know, those numbers just don't make any sense to me. Is it saying that the base is now, what? The base would be, I can't math, 35. Oh, power slide from ETC, nice knockback. Knight has the blink, but the damage over time from the Gul'dan is way too much, and they're going to be going down. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we actually have a bit of a change-up in the solo lane matchup here. We're going to be having Colonel Pants dealing with Fear. And they're going to be holding this over fairly effectively. They do need to hearth back to get full on that mana and health if they want to push into this any further. But the wave's already pushed far into the midpoint of this, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. I don't think they'll lose many. They'll lose 1 or 2 minions of soak, but it's not going to be that much. It looks like with Imperius arriving, they're just going to miss 2 minions, which, as I said, it's not the biggest deal. They've also got a decent level, not level lead, but experience advantage right now on the side of 2Calculated2Throw, as their camp is not up for 7 seconds. Right side should be up, like, right, yeah, because they got them pretty close together. Yo, Stark, thank you for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, I thank you for this intro. Okay, I'm glad. It was in my notebook and I circled it. The time-based scaling. General confusion, that's how I feel right now. Your name is how I feel about this camp, because I keep clicking on it, it makes no sense to me. Either way, now that Stark's here, maybe they actually know. Either way, this is going to be a very low kernel, not super low, but getting low kernel pans. They're going to be able to live through this for now. Meanwhile, they're defending this pretty well, but they're starting to get some poke in here and there, and this Gul'dan should be able to make easy work of that if they're able to just have free reign. It's unfortunately it's just going to be horrified, which might anti-synergize with their mosh pit. They need to watch out for that. Sindragosa was picked up though by the that's a nice double mosh pit. Night will go ahead and get the knock out of that, so they'll stop the mosh pit for now. As Gul'dan's going to be going down, they find the Imperius as well. These resets going for the Li Ming as the Sindragosa comes out. It's the tail of the deer, and that's going to be the reset on the Immortals. Wave of Force. I couldn't think about it in the game, in the fight, and then it just came to me now. I don't know why it's like that. It's just like, oh, in the fight. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to forget it. Also, Ektar, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. Oh, this is just given over at this point. Imperius and Gul'dan will be coming back, and this race is going to be extremely quick. I don't know, maybe they just didn't anticipate it to be this quick right now, but they've easily surpassed the opposing side when it comes to the race, and now they know they got to go for the defense. Let's actually pull the talents away here really quickly, as Colonel Pants is going to be making a rush right out of there, chasing on to Fear, as we have a fight breaking out the backline. No mosh pit going to be up for 64 seconds, as it's going to be all of the red team trying to maneuver through this tight corridor. That's going to be ETC going down. They're going to go ahead and it looks like we have the Leaping Strikes coming out from this Lunar as well. They get the kill onto the Arthas. No Thornwood Vines, which I believe got buffed today. And I believe there was also a 13 talent that was buffed. We'll see if they go in for that one. But that was actually a really good denial. It's 1-to-1 in kills. It's going to be main tank for main tank, at least the way they're playing it. But Yrel can still do a really good job being a frontline for the friendly team. They also need to make sure that they're watching this Lunar. She's going to be down here putting that Toxin onto the Immortal. And they can't just purely wait for Night to slowly whittle this down with the little mana that they have. And now Zilla is going to be going down. That Stukov will be taken out. Meanwhile, they're just going to be trying to raise this. And they actually... one more auto gets it, and that will be Immortal for the members of the red team, but have they sacrificed too much? Actually, no. Their positioning was fine right at the end of that. I thought they were going to get caught out, but that won't be the case, and this will be second Immortal going over in favor for the members of Would Tap That. So we go ahead and look at some of the other numbers here going further into the game when it comes to roll, hero damage, and siege damage. We're looking really good on that Gul'dan. 39,000. Li Ming on the opposing side, the highest with 20,000. So Gul'dan really getting a lot of good value into the enemy team, with especially a lot of that Echo Corruption. Nice Sindragosa going to be coming out. Will lock down the fort. That's going to be the knockback onto the ETC, who pops the mosh pit, and they have the flailing swipe. ETC goes down. That's going to be Night actually just diving around here, and they're going to be able to stay alive for now, as the Leaping Strikes are coming out from Lunara, who gets picked off as well. The fort went down, and the Immortal didn't lose much health at all, because there was the Sindragosa that locked it down for those couple seconds. Nice double Sleep Dart to slow down that chase on the enemy team, or into the friendly team, and they're going to be able to get behind their gate. I think this will be the Immortal going down before they even get to the keep, but I don't know, does the team go in further? That's what I'm curious. Their posturing doesn't look like that, so I would say that, yeah. I think they get that front gate, they try and get some poke out right there, and they're going to be able to disengage. Checking in on our bottom lane right now between Colonel Pants and Hunter. Seems like it's just soaking up that experience, looking for that 13 on the side of 2Calculated2Throw, but I gotta say, this is so far a really, really good game in favor for the members of Would Tap That. 2 Immortals and a fort already down. See, what... it had to have been, like, base. Like, starting damage was minus 15. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Right? Lunara was untouched today. Ektar, what are you talking about? It was in, the patch notes were all wonky, and Lunara's changes were within the Mephisto notes. What's Rainer's 1? Here you are. Ace in the hole. Deal 15% more damage to stunned and slowed heroes. Yeah, there was a bunch of like weird stuff. Also, Ghost Bear Hots, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Greymane got a cooldown change, new functionality. Second, Blizzard deletes 20% bonus, and third wave Blizzard deletes 6. What? Hold on. We got a little bit of a Horrify breaking out right now. Power Slide coming out from that ETC. They're going to be moving into this. Fear going to be getting a lot of good damage onto Shadonis, who needs to work their way out of there, as Jürgendur was also getting some great damage out. Sindragosa will be popped, and they're going to maybe turn around out of this. At least Yrel was... going for a regen globe maybe or something. I don't know. They were just walking in all that Echo Corruption. Either way, they're gonna kind of reset this fight. That's a long cooldown. Syndragosa, what's 90 seconds? 100 seconds, excuse me. That's going to be a while. Now, I guess we do have Immortal Phase that is going to be popping up here, and so we do have this time where it could come back, but I don't know, it was just a weird kind of like, it was just a raw Syndragosa, and it seemed like it was like they wanted to engage with it, but that's a huge power slide. 4-member Mosh, but that Li Ming gets the knockout right away with the Wave of Force, and that will be Raynor going down immediately. Shidana so very low, gets picked off as well. That was the Angelic Armament from Hunter, who ends up getting a good amount of damage onto Yrel, who pops the absorption a little bit late. That Ardent Defender not going to get the full value they're looking for, and with those 2 picks, they're going to be able to dive over to these Immortals, and that should be a really good burn in favor for the members of 2Calculated2Throw. Lunara and Mephisto are the same hero, according to Blizzard. Something small, something indie, something company. Oh, okay. You missed the amalgamation. It's okay. No, I didn't, like, I only caught it because I was reading that Stark caught it. Like, and then, like, there was, like, Imperious changes within Yrel's changes. Need a few more members. Ouch. Alright, we do have this. Is a lot of damage onto the ETC, who ends up getting away just fine. Horrify comes out as well, gonna split a couple of members, but they don't get any sort of follow-up on top of that. That will be the Hyperion coming out from the Raynor. Barco trying to put in this damage as Hunter will be going down. Syndragosa gonna be coming out as well. This Immortal with just about 2,000 health on it, and there is some poison on it, so that might get the value they're looking for, but they get the kill onto Gul'dan. That will be a reset for Li Ming. They're gonna go for the Ana, and they get the Pepper into them as well. 989 health on this Immortal. They'll send a couple members away, but they need to be careful about this. Lunara can get one of her Nature's Blossoms, I think it is. Oh, X-Havoc is going to be able to get right in there, and they get the Immortal. And that that was such a hard spot to be in. I really couldn't think of a way that they're going to be able to defend that outside of like just kind of camping it, but that would have just given time for the enemy team to respawn. So that's just a hard spot to be in. And this is a very late game Immortal. This is going to be extremely powerful if we can actually, I'll click on it when it gets in lane, we can get an idea of how this thing has scaled. It's hitting for 802 in auto. 802 in auto. That's like Butcher at like 400 stacks or something like that. It's just ridiculous. Either way, we are going to be getting the top lane Punisher. Let's actually get some vision for the members of Wood Tap that, as we are going to be just seeing how they're defending this, how they're posturing, and what they can currently see on the minimap from the enemy team. It looks like they do have an idea that they're trying to push at this bottom lane, so they need to make quick work of that Immortal, which realistically doesn't even get the fort. That's a big save right there, and on the opposing side, they're going to be having, looks like a camp rotation into this bottom lane, and then they don't know that the same thing is happening in top. Well, they do now, because they're going to get that ping. Regardless, yeah, like Greater Spell Shield, I think it went from 35 seconds to 30 seconds. If I'm not mistaken. I know it was like a very minimal change, but I remember reading that and being like, nice! Like, I play Lunara here and there, and there's like, I'll play it in like quick match or something, like someone's just like, I'll pair into like double mage, and I'm just like, I'm dead until 13. I hope 2Calculated2Throw has a little more bloodlust than CT did last night. Either way, this is going to be Bruiser Camp Invasion. Huge invasion, but look at that poison damage coming out. That's going to be Arthas going down first here. Yrel is trying to make their way out. That's a lot of good poison damage as well. Oh my god. There's no way. They make it out alive. All right. I had no idea that Colonel Pants would be making it out alive right there. That was it was just a sweaty palm moment, but we do have camp in top lane going in. We do have the bottom lane as well that needs to be cleared out, and our Immortal Phase will be, popping up in about 14 seconds. What else is going to be popping up in 14 seconds is the Bruiser Camp on the right-hand side, and it looks like they know that on the side of 2Calculated2Throw. Whoops. Was on the wrong key right there. So let's get an idea of what vision they can see, because they do have this Wisp, and this is just kind of always fun for me to see, like, what can they see, how are they going to invade, and the kind of the same thing on the opposing side. We have the Immortal Phase popping up. Apparently they're both dead simultaneously with full health. And they're just going to poke in here and there. They know the enemy team's on it, and they're going to end up stealing it away. And that's going to be an easy camp pickup, which it just more or less delays them from getting the Immortal, which allows the posturing to be more so in favor for the members of 2Calculated2Throw, who's now going to be starting to burn down this Immortal. And they're going to do a decent job. I don't know if there will be... yeah, they're going to be able to invade onto this. Oh, ETC went for the power slide. The Mosh Pit's going to be there, but the Wave of Force knocks it out even if they don't get anybody right there. But Night Knight going to be dove onto the backline. That is going to be the Angelic Armament coming out from the Imperius, who gets, I think, a connection right there. Horrify came out to push them out of this tight corridor, and they're just going to kind of back out. Power slide once again from X-Havoc. And look at this Immortal is going to be burned down. They need to go for a defense on the side of would tap that. And it's just like, this is a hard spot to be in, because even though they were kind of playing defensively here, they weren't stepping up into the enemy team. They were just kind of playing in this back half, not really playing around the Immortal stuns, which they did get one right there, and they're going to now dive in right now. Colonel Pants maybe looking for Fear, who gets the leaping strikes over one. Syndragosa comes out. The Silence will be looting the ETC, who goes down right there, but look at Night Knight's health is just all corruption, and that's all that poison damage over time, and Li Ming goes out. Arthas will be killed as well, so it's going to be a 1-for-2 trade overall in this fight, as they just jump back onto this Immortal and continue to whittle it down. They're going to have Hunter zone for the friendly team, and they're going to have the Gul'dan and Lunara easily clean this up and get a very, very well-shielded Immortal. But here's the thing. Check out our minimap in the top, well, I guess top left position of the minimap. This Catapult has been doing work on this keep, and that's going to be an easy keep going down, and this Immortal will go into bottom lane. So they're going to have constant Catapult pressure going through top while this entire defense is happening. Sorry, I drink some tea right there, and I can't. I have to keep my tea on the mouse side, which is just dumb by me. But I have all my electronics on the free-handed side. The wickedness of hell it's just smart of me. I mean, realistically, so I can change audio stuff while I'm still moving the camera around. Either way, let's get into our bottom lane push here. That was a butt clencher. Big Doodoo Head, what's up? Thanks for coming by. Yrel running with that hammer held high is so funny looking. I agree. Alrighty. We do have Syndragosa is going to be up in 15 seconds, so they can use that a little bit as a force back. We do have 19 to 18 levels. Look at ETC. Did they go for... They didn't. Okay. What is it? Crowd Surfer lets you go through the walls right there. And I was wondering, I was like, because they were posturing for like a Crowd Surfer. That was just really weird. Either way, they're gonna get the power slide forward. Mosh Pit is up and available. Syndragosa will be coming out. Flailing Swipe to push them back. Colonel Pants is so very low, and that's going to be the Yrel going down. And with that, I think they're gonna step forward and try and take down this core. That's going to be the Angelic Armament's getting a lot of good damage. Horrify comes out as well. They confirm the kill onto the Arthas, and now Barcode is gonna get caught by the Mosh Pit, but this is now going to be the core being assailed, but looks like they're waffling of whether or not they're going to be. No, they're trying to end on this. They're definitely they're playing it further back, but they're trying to go for the end, and Night Knight getting bursted right there in a sense, and that is going to be Stukov going down. This will be the core going down as well. Lunara getting the leaping strike over the center, and that is going to be game number 1 over to the members of 2Calculated2Throw. GG, well played. Gul'dan. Look at this. Look at Gul'dan. Look at that boy. Woo! Hold on, I have an audio bit for this.
Damn. Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy. Damn.
I hope you all enjoy that. Good ending position, Fear. Yeah, that was a good spot. Really quickly, also, thank you so much to Stark for the 15 months. Thank you so much for all of your support, my friend. I very, very much appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for resubscribing and supporting this channel.
To the end of the
enjoy your Asmo Derp. We have a new emote, by the way, also, everybody.
Godzilla.
I hope you enjoy it. It's a derpy Asmodan. But I don't know, like, I posted it in my Discord and someone was like, I wasn't sure what that was, and I was like, oh no. Alright, let's get a message out to the captain. Who, it's going to be Night Knight. Where are you, Night Knight? Okay. Oh wow, Imperius is up there too? Oh yeah. I mean, Big Doo-Doo Head knows all about me making emotes. And this one was made by Kagiri, but it was directed by me, which I think says a lot. I need to just get another message out here. They want first pick. What map? Oof. Oh. Let's see what we get map-wise. Weird. Yeah, if I don't scroll over the emote to see the component words, I think it's a mentally ill rabbit. I mean, that kind of works, right? Okay, cool. We got a map. Oh, I can type, I swear. There's no... I spelled lobby with an IE at the end, and I don't know why. Welcome to my stream. Welcome to my high-quality streams. Bring back the beard? No! That looked like a person's private area. That lasted all of like an hour, and then I was just like, yeah, no, we gotta get rid of this, because everyone was just like, oh dude, that doesn't look good. But I was like, Twitch approved it. It was beard face, but it didn't look very good. Let me update the team scores because I am very bad at doing this. There we go. All right, we're going to get people in here in just a second, and we're going to get going into our second game. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for watching. If this is your first time over on the stream, please go ahead and hit that follow button. I do a lot of casting over on this channel, typically Monday through Thursday. And right now, the Nexus Gaming Series has a ton of games, so we'll be doing a lot of those. And then we might do random streams on the weekend. But Baha, how do we get to this map? Don't you worry, Ektar, I got you. I actually do need to update my little map thingy. Yo, shout out to Weenus for making that. That is... Wait. You know, confusion. Are they playing this game? Are they just subbing? Yes. All right. All of that's updated. We're ready to go. I hope you are ready as well. Spicy Cayenne also, thanks for coming by. Good luck would tap that. Glad to have people cheering for their friends here. Great game one, guys. Had me sweating. That was a really good game one. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Ooh. Alright, that's no big deal. Alrighty, we just gotta wait on 2 more players, and then we're gonna be going in. He's a sub for 2Calculated, I believe. Okay, cool. Thank you. I wasn't sure. Just because whenever we get a new player, I'm just like, wait, why? I like the other ones. I had fun casting them. Who did we end up switching out? So we have General Confusion, Fear, X Havoc, Plaid, Yerg. Oh. They probably talked in the last lobby. Hold on. Hunter X, I think, was the one. This moved speed is killing me, though. Plus 0.44. That's all it is. It's a 0.44 speed increase, and it's weird. It's not like... I don't know, things feel smoother. All right, cool. We have everybody in lobby. We're just waiting for the last pending player, and then we are going to get going into our game 2. Thanks for all hanging out. We had to put Yerg's through training game before the match. Hunter X was Imperious, yeah. They were really, really good, too. Extra movement speed is a nerf to Ana. A little bit, Ektar. A little bit, I agree. Them You get so used to one person's trajectory, and now it's completely thrown off because of the speed increase. Alrighty, everybody. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta give him a spooky worm. This is important. There we go. Give him that spooky worm, and let's get going into our next game. We are going to be heading into...
Infernal Shrines.
We timed that out so good. And if you're like Ektar, and you're like most people, you're probably wondering, Hamid, how did we get to Infernal Shrines? I got you. I'm not ready. I was actually ill-prepared. I got you now. Let's actually get into this. The home team this evening is going to be 2Calculated2Throw. They went ahead and lost the coin flip, so that means that the priority goes over to Woodtap, who opted for first pick. We have Matt bans then over back to 2Calculated2Throw, who banned out Sky Temple Cursed Hollow, and we had Dragonshire Towers of Doom banned out by Woodtap that. Battlefield of Eternity was the first map chosen by 2Calculated2Throw and won by them. The enemy team wanted first pick once again, so 2Calculated2Throw said let's keep it thematic this evening, and we're going to be going back to another Diablo map. We're going to Infernal Shrines. We're going to test out those Impalers and see what the base is on them, because that is the one thing I'm checking at the 1 minute mark is what their base damage is, because I think chat called it right. I think it was a minus 15, not an increase 15. Playing with move speed increase feels like watching a replay on faster. I don't know. It felt, maybe it did feel a little bit like that. 80% of range DPS will suffer from movement speed increase, unless you're like just good. And grenade nerf and still no compromise or competition for those talents. Yeah. Just like a few months ago when they made basically every non-tanks a smaller character model, which was another nerf to Ana. Yeah, they just don't like you, Ektar. That's it. They just don't like you and your Ana play. They're like, oh, look at his stats. They're watching you. Let's actually dive into this draft a little bit further here, as we do have a Kael'thas and a Diablo ban. We actually have, and it's because I can see it, we have a Respect ban coming out onto that Stukov. They don't want to be seeing it on Infernal Shrines right here, so Zilla not going to be playing that in game number 2. But next ban, we could see the Anubrak ban. We could see, yeah, it's to be expected. They were mad that she kept telling them they needed adult supervision. That's good. That's really good. Gul'dan will be the first pickup on the right-hand side, so they're going to be opting for that damage on the side of Woodtap that. They're going to want the Shrine Clear from them as well as the Wave Clear. Respect pick is going to be the response from that one. Because I do got to say, that Gul'dan in the last game from Jurgenderb, which I have probably been saying wrong, but I've been enjoying saying that is the name, was really, really, really strong in that last matchup on Battlefield of Eternity. We'll see if they're going to be able to match that prowess on the side of Woodtap. That's going to be a double lock on the Ana and Joanna. Ana. And I think that's a strong basis right there, to be able to grab a strong healer and then grab a strong tank, and you also have something really strong for the rotations between mid and bottom, so then you're going to be able to group up those minions a little bit faster, and then you probably have your Jaina or your, well, Orphea maybe? Orphea's, I feel like she's made a lot, I've been seeing a lot of play of her on Infernal Shrines, and maybe just because it's the brawling aspect, because the rotations as well as her movement and her ability, her maneuverability, there we go, that's the word I was trying to find, is just so impactful into a team. Her being able to kind of have her own ins and outs in some of these situations, being able to chase and also kind of disengage as well. I don't know, Ghost Bear, I might start picking up Night Terrors now against 2 frontline comp. Already take Debilitating Dart on 4. And all of our ones are pretty lackluster without talents. Yeah, I can agree with that. Night Terrors, what is that? Wasn't that like, didn't they change that so that it has a 25% movement, like a decrease, like it's a slow off of the wake up, right? Who respect bans Urel, not me. It's a lot of respect bans coming back and forth this game. So respect ban onto Urel, respect ban onto Lunara, and even Fear in chat saying, aw. No Jaina ban? I'm a little surprised too, Ghost Bear, because that's realistically strong wave clear. We could have seen the Lunara here on the map regardless, because they still do need 2 assassins and a solo laner. So being able to have that Lunara for some extra poison damage would have been strong, and then they could have gone for the Jaina, but it's going to be a Thrall Rainer, and I think they can play this Thrall in 2 different ways. They can play this a solo lane Thrall, they can play this a main tank, or not main tank, solo lane Thrall, or in the four-member rotation, and so they're kind of setting themselves up to be a little bit more flexible when it comes to this, the last pick coming out from the members of Would Tap That, since now they have to show their solo lane. So if they're going to be going for something beefy, then maybe they just grab the Leoric here, and then Thrall stays in the 4-member, maybe goes for Crash Lightning, ETC pickup, and a Greymane. Oh, that's a rough time right there, because you're not sure if the Greymane's in the rotation or if they're in a solo lane. Level 1 has the slow. Okay, thank you. So it wasn't the level 4 then. Thank you, Ghost Bear. The patch notes were not only main tank Thrall, yeah. Li Ming will round out the draft. Okay. So that's going to be a solo lane Thrall into either Greymane or ETC, is my guess. Actually, based on who's playing who, I would assume this is solo lane Muradin? But you never know when it comes to roles. Like, yesterday we saw someone who tanked one game and supported the next game. Was a healer the next game. I gotta say the right thing. Whew. I hope everyone's having a good Wednesday night. Thanks for joining. And this is not the only best of 3 that we have this evening. At 7:30 PDT, we are going to be having the members of Dread Pirates versus Insomnia, and it is a heroic division matchup. Ming on Shrines? I agree, Corvix. I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of skeletal defenders. Beefy frontline for Wood Tap. It's pretty beefy. Pretty beefy. Let's get into this. I'm done making puns. On the left-hand side, we have got the members of 2Calculated2Throw up 1 game in our best of 3 series. Fear is going to be on the Rainer. Jurgendir is going to be on the Li Ming. We're going to be having X Havoc on the Joanna. Glad is going to be on the Ana. And in the top lane, we have General Confusion on the Thrall. On the right-hand side, we have got the members of Would Tap That. Down 1, but trying to take us to game 3. Colonel Pants will be playing the ETC. We're going to be having Zilla on the Anduin. Night Knight is going to be on the Gul'dan. Shadonis will be on that Muradin. And Barcode rounds out the team on the Greymane. Let's go ahead. Wait. It's the same team. Jaina over Ming. I agree, Ghost Bear. I agree very much. Jaina and Orpheus sound way better to me. I agree, Corvix. If they can execute with this draft, I think that this will be a very strong game for the members of Would Tap That. The one thing that I'm most worried about is the solo lane matchup. I guess I get what you're going for. You're going to be going for a stage dive ETC who's going to then just play that global, but like even then this early game is going to be a little difficult. I would have rather seen a Leoric here. I think there's a lot more synergies with that. As I apologize for missing the Rainer kill right there in bottom lane. First blood of the game will be going over to the members of Would Tap That. And I'm sitting up here just talking about ETC and Thralls. They're really not even doing anything, but it's always good. Game 3 hype? I don't want to call it now. I'm not, I try and do my best to believe that every game is winnable, and it is. I mean, I've seen some scrims where I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, this isn't gonna turn around. This can't. But at the same time, like in all these games, I always try and keep an open mind because this is Heroes of the Storm, and it is a very rubber band game. Like it is, you can make one horrible team fight. You can win the entire game and make a horrible team fight, and that could be your demise because death timers are very long. So wait, no, we didn't do it. Oh crap. I think their base is 35, so it was a minus 15 instead of a increased 15. So nerf onto the Impaler camp from the patch. I don't know how I feel about that, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they needed to be nerfed. I would have thought that they needed to be buffed, if anything. ETC will show at 10? Well, yeah. Fear is taking a lot of damage from that Gul'dan. Look at all, just that bar of poison. Glad is doing a great job on this Ana, though, getting that healing out to the friendly team. And I'm just skimming through the talents here. And it seemed like what we pretty much expect from most of these players at this point. X Havoc just slowing down the rotation, and they're not going to be missing out too much in experience. The 1 kill is going to yield them about a quarter level lead, not much more than that. So it's just... we're not looking at a massive lead. It's just going to be trying to stay safe in the rotations. Once again, Fear is going to get hit by a lot of damage, but the healing from Ana is going to be just on point, as well as that self-healing as well. General Confusing and Colonel Pants are just kind of playing back and forth in this top lane. Just walking around each other. I love that so much, but I think ETC is going to make try and get some of the towers to do most of the work here for the clear. Granted, they're going to be losing a little bit of damage onto those as well. Burning Rage Muradin. Are we... Maybe? Like, maybe? I mean, why not Burning Rage on Joanna as well, right? I believe she has it too. Either way, let's get into our first objective here, as this will be a lot of damage going out onto the Muradin, who gets the leap right out of there. Barcode going to be stepping forward as well. I'm just going to back right out. This is going to be 7-17 when it comes to Skeletal Defenders, so they're doing a very good job on that. As Greymane now steps forward, X-Havoc going to be anchoring for the friendly team, but General Confusing stepping forward here and going to get power slid on, but not connected. They get pushed away, and so far this is a very good shrine in favor for the members of Wood Tap. They're going to cycle their heroes out, maybe tap the well. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we do have these Shaman camps pushing into each other. Seems like the red team is going to be winning out in the Shaman lane battle here. Once again, let's check out our brawl as everyone has rejoined the fight. That was the Chastise coming out from Anduin, connecting onto one, but unfortunately it's just not enough damage onto this Joanna, who is anchoring very well, and they're continuing to soak these up, but I believe this should be first Punisher of the game going over to the members of Wood Tap that, as it's 6-6 in levels. We're going to be moving on into our... Oops. Okay, good. Sorry, I thought I bumped something wrong. There we go. I was trying to cycle some of the other numbers here. We'll get an idea of what those other numbers look like here in just a second. We'll check out our 7 talents afterwards, but either way, this is going to be the push in through mid lane. They're going to go ahead and get the condemn onto a couple members, going to slow them down a little bit. No Syndragosa in this game to lock down the tower, nor do they have 10s just yet, but the Sleep Dart connects onto 2, and that's going to be the Punisher going down. About a little more than half of the health left onto that fort. Meanwhile, in top lane, it is going to be General Confusion going into Colonel Pants, and they're doing a good job just going back and forth. But here's the thing, Thrall is slowly winning out this lane. They are getting more and more damage into these towers, and that is actually, that slow whittle will open up avenues for the enemy team eventually if they do get a Punisher up there and they're trying to take out the sidewall and go in. But speaking of going in, this bottom lane is going to be having Fear putting out some of that damage. That's going to be the Chastise coming out from Anduin. They're stepping onto the point as well with X-Havoc. It's just one person sitting on this point, and Li Ming trying to throw this damage from the distance. They steal away the camp in favor for the members of Wood Tap that. And that is a very, very good invade from Wood Tap that, and they're showing some dominance in this game. Top lane is actually doing really good as well. This is going to be General Confusion, so very low, and the Nexus Force is a little too OP, going to be taking down that Thrall. Second kill in favor for the members of Wood Tap that. Also, the only 2 kills in this game. That is, it's a different team we're seeing in game number 2 right now. And let's actually show the vision for them as they're going to be stealing away this camp. They can see a couple of the members in this bottom lane. General Confusion. That's good. Would Tap that looking good here? Yeah. Bronzebeard Rage is powerful. Yeah. Oh no, it's given max. I think isn't Bronzebeard 13? I think. I could be wrong on that. I'm probably wrong on that. We are just going to be having the solo lane matchup continuing out here. We do have a camp on the right-hand side that will be picked up, and this is a decent experience gain in favor for the members of Wood Tap that they're slowly building an advantage over the enemy team by about 3/4 of a level, and that's been expanding as this has progressed here. And they keep grabbing camp and keep adding pressure to the lanes and making strong rotations between said lanes. They're going to be hitting their 10s here just now. Let's see, what do we get? Is ETC will probably hold for a while and then pick Stage Dive at the last moment. Realistically, though, I would expect them to maybe cycle ETC out if this is going to be a top lane Punisher popping up here. I mean, oh, wait for this. Hold on. Let's get the vision of Thrall. They have no idea where the enemy team is. I don't think they showed in the rotation. Oh, they're showing right there, though. Yeah, that General Confusion, they know at least that they don't want to be stepping forward into that. So, whew. I was about to say, I could just hear the Jaws music in the background. AA Anduin, do people not like Holy Reach? I mean, this is what I've seen a lot of Anduins playing. I like the Light Bomb, I'm excited about that. The CTC still holding. And Joanna holding as well. I think they're wondering, do they need the Blessed Shield for the mosh pit, or do they want to... There's the stage dive. That's the blessed shield. So they're not going to be going for falling sword. I'm a little disappointed. I like falling sword quite a bit. Gul'dan is also going to be going into Horrify and won't be going for Rain of Destruction, even though it is a channelable ability now. That's going to be the Earthquake from the Thrall. That's also going to be Hyperion coming out from the Rainer. Muradin going to be popping the Avatar form, and they're so very low. Anduin pulls one out, and unfortunately, Muradin and Gul'dan go down. Only going to be getting, or excuse me, going to be yielding 2 kills right there, and this should be a Punisher definitely going over in favor for the members of 2Calculated2Throw. Maybe their name isn't just a name. Maybe it's a statement about their team, because this game has been looking momentum-wise and kill-wise and pressure overall in favor for the members of Would Tap That. 2Calculated2Throw, a little too calculated. It's okay, I go E-build on white main. I'm weird. Dan, how's it going? Thanks for coming by. I hope you're having a great night. Lepardu as well, thank you for coming by too. Nice to see all of you beautiful people in chat. We have a Mortar Punisher moving into the mid lane. Let's actually pull our talents back here. Actually, we can let's cycle through the some of the stats, as we are going to be a little bit further on into the game. Let's see what some of these heroes have done stat-wise. We've seen the talents for quite some time, and 10 talent tiers, we can all read them up above us. So let's get into this top lane push. As it's 12 to 12 in levels. They've evened out that experience differential on the side of 2Calculated2Throw. Would tap that on the defense right now. Gonna get 2 of the members caught by that jump from the Punisher. Typically, you just want the 1, so you don't have to deal with anyone stepping up and potentially getting massive picks onto you, but that will be the fort going down. They are gonna make the defense before the keep front gate is hit by the Mortar Punisher. Meanwhile, this is gonna be double rotations coming out from Colonel Pants and General Confusion. Got a whole, they just got an army battle right now, as this is going to just be the, they're trying to pick up as much experience, and Thrall is trying to slow down the ETC, so they miss that experience that's by the front gate. A little bit of something you can take into your own game if you are playing that solo lane, you're doing rotations like that, or yeah, solo lane if you're doing rotations like that. If you deny the enemy player from jumping into that lane and getting the experience, that's a huge pickup for you, and you can mid-max and kind of start to bolster your own experience in that right. But you have to make sure that you're not going to be missing out on any experience yourself. Looking over to the left-hand side here, as we are going to be, oh, I clicked on a new Impaler. I was just like, I thought I clicked on a hero. We are going to be seeing that this invade is going to be breaking out, and they're not going to make the power slide just in time. And that's going to be a lot of good damage going out onto the ETC, who stage dives behind their own front gate. Little worried that they weren't going to be able to make it, and that's going to be a 80-second cooldown that they're going to have to be waiting on. Yeah. Pretty good hold, though. Yeah. Nice push by mid. Yeah, I agree. Like it's really good plays from both these teams. 13 to 13 in levels. We have 37 stacks on the Gul'dan for the Echo Corruption. Muradin at 17 out of the 25, I think it is. Yes. Punish has not been finished by the Joanna. We do have the Echo the Immense finished by that Thrall, and ETC has finished the Prog Rock at level 1. Excuse me. It's pretty much even across the board when it comes to this game. Those 2 kills during that last Shrine phase was exactly and everything they needed on the side of 2Calculated2Throw to kind of bring themselves back into this. Both teams kind of evening out on the experience, and this is going to be 11 minutes in the game. We actually have a mid lane Punisher for the second Punisher of the game, so bottom lane has not yet had a Punisher this game, and this is just going to be slow siege in from the Greymane, just throwing these waves in. And I don't think they're going to get the value, because Fear is going to be able to kind of pull these minions before they get to the front gate. We shouldn't be too far off from our announcement, as Colonel Pants will be easily getting this clear onto this. And this is I keep saying, like, you can take this into your own games, but definitely take this into your own games. Like, what you want to do is you want to wait to the last possible moment to grab this Bruiser Camp. It's a little more telegraphed that way. If you disappear across the map, and the enemy team might take an invade onto you. Because right now you can't see any of the enemy members, so they're probably just assuming they're probably on this camp, which they're now rotating over to. Well, they also need to clear that top lane, so once they show, they know. But this is what I'm saying. So the Shrine is going to activate. You want to grab this camp, so that way it's getting into the lane as the Shrine activates, and the enemy team is going to be all up in there, if you will. And while they're trying to fight around the Shrine, you're going to be able to have your camp push into the top lane. The only downfall of all that is that it takes a little bit of time, so that does give them time to fight over the Shrine, maybe get a pick onto you, and then, oh, this is really risky, but look at Muradin's position. They're going to be diving on into this. Colonel Pants also has a flank as well, going to be pushing them right back in. Hyperion's going to be coming in as well. Good healing coming out from the Ana, but they don't. Actually, they do. They get the Fear healed up completely, sitting around 100 health. Anduin goes down. Muradin goes down. They follow up with the Gul'dan as well as the ETC. 4 for nothing, the camp in their favor, and now they move over to the Shrine. 2Calculated2Throw is 2Calculated2Throw. I agree, Miss Wind Up Bird. Game 3 hype, indeed. Unfortunately, with kills like that, that's going to be a little difficult to gain. But you never know. You never know in these matches. Alrighty, let's see here. This will be the left-hand side, or excuse me, the Arcane Punisher picked up here in the mid lane, and they've got a decent amount of siege that they have to go through, and also all of the members are back just in time for the defense. I agree, Corvix. Ooh, sorry, my browser glitched out, and I thought I was not streaming to every... Okay, phew. Okay, it's all there. Woo! My browser crashed, and I thought that stream wasn't going, and I saw, oh my god, and I was like, oh no, did it, like, are people missing? No, we're good, we're good. People can see stream, we're still smooth, we're still going. We are going to be having the Leap of Faith pulling Shadonis back in, and then it will be the Punisher moving through this mid lane really effectively. 29% still left on this. They're going to go ahead and take the fort, and I think back right out of there. We do have the stage dive up and available for the ETC. They could try and go for a dive onto the enemy team into their backline, but it doesn't seem like that is going to be their goal. Just going to go ahead and move on into this bottom lane and go for the camp over here. They don't know where the enemy team is, but let's actually get vision from them. Pretty sure it might have been telegraphed that they actually came right down here, especially with the Ana rotating right there. They definitely know. And Thrall's still sitting in top lane, so they go for the... No, they don't make the rotation in time. That Rainer should have died 4 times. I agree. Fear on this Rainer. Absolutely killing it. What are we sitting at for hero damage on this Rainer? 23,000. Thrall ahead with 25,000, and Gul'dan on the opposing side with 33,000 if we're rounding here. Jeez. Just these teams putting in work. ETC is still clearing out that top lane. They do have the stage dive available if they want to try and take a fight. It's 16-16 talent tiers, but there is a level advantage in favor for the members of 2Calculated2Throw who are chasing into this mid lane fight. ETC has stage dive if they want to try and take this, but it doesn't seem like they want to from the members of Wood tap that. They're just going to back off and cycle back and go for some experience and just prepare for the next immortal phase. Realistically, they're just playing it super safe. They don't want to take a bad fight and wait for the ETC have to use stage dive, I think. Oh, this is a very aggressive invade. They're going to catch them in this tight corridor. Fear's going to take a lot of damage. That's going to be the Earthquake coming out from the Thrall. That's going to be the Hyperion as well. Colonel Pants is going to be going down. Murden is going to be popping the Avatar form as well as they're running right out of this. They lost their ETC. Can they save their Murden? The Leap of Faith is, like, they tried to have the Dwarf Toss. That didn't work out. The Condemn pulled them back in as well as that Leap of Faith not in time. And they find the Anduin as well. Barcode very low is going to try and dive in, get a couple Razor Swipes, but they go down as well. With top lane having such a large wave already, I would expect them just to grab this and try and push them through top. But I think they're going to try and open up mid. I think Top still has the front gate, so they're just going to go ahead and say, cool, we're down here. Night is like, well, at least I can stack up my numbers a little bit higher. I'll just throw out a little bit of Echo Corruption here and there. Whew. Yo, Washed Up Streamer, thank you so much for the host. I really appreciate that. I just now noticed it. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome from Washed Up Streamer stream. I hope you had a good stream, my dude. I hope you found a new fun game to play. 20-17 in levels. What are we getting for these 20s? We actually have the Earthquake upgrade, Talrosh's Elements, Dynamic Optics. I don't think I've seen this one. Well, that Jimmy tankiness is just paying for itself. They can't kill Fear. Every single time they try to, it's just not working out. And without their 20 talent tier, they're gonna probably have to forfeit this shrine. Realistically, I would expect them just to make rotations and try and go for experience game, but look at this General Confusion. They want to get this chase onto the one member that's going to be the Wind Fury. They're gonna have the Stormbolt, and General Confusion is out of there. That little Thrall was just like, I just noped so hard out of that. And meanwhile, they were like, well, they're chasing me. Go ahead and steal their camp. And that's a bit of an experience chunk that they're not going to be able to grab either, because camps do give quite a bit over. I think we can actually... this one. Let's see. Mercenaries, they have 5,000 experience. So there's about a little bit less than 3,000 experience deficit between the two teams just from the Mercenaries. That's a big thing to note. Hero kills, about 8,000. Minions were pretty close. Passive, we're about 4,000 off. Structures, We're sitting 1,500 off, and so that's it. You know, it adds up. Obviously, it adds up over time, as you can see down here that there's a huge deficit between these two teams. Frozen Punisher, though, going to be moving on through the top lane. Definitely the right choice for Would tap that, though. They needed to fight before 20. Yeah, I agree. You sound confused, Bahamut. Dynamic Optics is a really good upgrade. I know it is. I never see it, so I was just confused because, I mean, I also rarely see Earth and Shields. I'm not gonna lie. Stage dive from the ETC. They're gonna be trying to take this fight. That will be the Earthquake coming out from the Thrall. That's going to be a lot of good chase right now. Murden trying to stay alive. The Light Bomb goes out, but unfortunately, they don't stay alive themselves to get the value from it. So Murden down, and that will be top lane keep going out as well. Punisher jumping over. Barcode gonna be taking a decent amount of damage. Night is very low themselves, and they're gonna be able to walk right out of that one. Now Punisher gonna be moving on in through this top lane, and it looks like this is going to be game, set, and match going over to the members of 2Calculated2Throw. Would tap that, trying to make a defense here. Well, I'll hold off on calling it completely. Yeah, no, this core is falling way too rapidly, and they don't have anyone for the defense, and that will be the series over to the members of 2Calculated2Throw. GG. Well played. I was wishing for a game 3, my friend. I was wishing for game 3, Corvix. And nothing against 2Calculated2Throw or anything like that. Just, I wanted a game 3. I typically want a game 3. Sorry, I just want to update one thing really quickly. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and find out if someone wants to do an interview. GG's indeed, my friends. And don't forget, we also have another game coming up in about half an hour, not even, 27 minutes. So NGS Season 8, can we get 3Calculated2Throw as well? I'm going to ask. Okay. Alrighty. We got our interviewee. We just got to get them in the lobby, and then we will get our questions going. Ektar, I will do my best to remember to ask that question. Oh my god, my back is killing me. Alright. Sorry, that's all the stretching that I do that you don't get to see. Silvera, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. I was thinking Calculated2Throw. That's actually pretty good. That rolls off the tongue a little bit too. Get the CT French fries. Franchise French fries. I'm obviously thinking about dinner again. Into the back to the 3-throw line. Yo, Untapped Fear, how you doing? Alrighty, everybody. We are going to be joined by Yergs at this time. How you doing? Congratulations on your 2-0 victory.
Hey, thanks.
That was an absolute blast of a match. And so before we get going into this, because we're already talking about it in chat, in Season 8 of the Nexus Gaming Series, will you come back as 3Calculated2Throw? That's a question by Ektar.
I am not liable to say such a thing at this time.
How do you feel about, what was the other one that's in here? Sorry, I need to ask. This is very, very important before we actually start the interview.
Of course.
Grievance was asking, Calculated2Throw?
3Calculated2Throw is a top secret, and I'm not liable to say anything.
But no, seriously, that was an awesome set. So let's actually talk about Battlefield of Eternity. That was your map choice. Any particular reason why you chose to take the enemy team to Battlefield of Eternity?
Battlefield of Eternity is a map I feel like we've had a bunch of success on. Last season we did really good on it. It's a bit of a comfort pick for us, I guess. And we've been practicing on it pretty well too.
It showed. It was a really, really strong dominance overall. The Lunara play was just enjoyable, and then the Gul'dan, holy crap! Like you had I think like half your stacks 2 minutes into the game.
Oh, thank you.
Like I know you had 15 at 1 minute 15 seconds because I remember being like, huh, look at that little lineup. But I was still like, holy crap, that's 15 stacks at 1 minute 15. Like,
Yeah, no, it ramps fast, and I'm not normally that fast. I'm not gonna pretend I'm normally that quick. That was just a bit of rough positioning on their part, and I tried to capitalize on it as best I could. But no, everyone played great. Like we were on the edge of our seats both games. Like I honestly really felt like it could have gone either way.
And it seemed like that in a lot of those team fights. Now, going into game number 2, Infernal Shrines, we're keeping it thematic. We go to Diablo maps. Is it just another comfort map that the team practices, or?
I'd say so. We usually do pretty well in Infernal Shrines too. I personally like it as the mage player. I really love blowing things up. But of course, my kill toss is always banned, and they stole that Gul'dan from me. So, but no, they played great.
I actually saw this in Twitch chat, and I was wondering it myself. Why the Li Ming priority over the Jaina?
I had bad vibes.
Oh.
I don't know what it was. And then the Gray Main pick came out, and I'm like, that's what it was. So they would let me wait till the end to pick the Jaina. I don't feel as confident on Jaina as I do on my other mages, and I probably shouldn't be saying this. But especially with the move speed changes, I felt like I needed some practice on Jaina before really taking her out like this.
Well, you got a week now because the secret's out.
Yep. I gotta hit the grindstone.
Yeah, you gotta start scheduling scrims and start working on that Jaina. But no, that it was such a fun series to cast, and I'm glad it felt like it could have gone either way to you, because it did seem like that in a lot of those team fights. As that game 2 progressed, though, did it start to feel like the momentum was in the team's favor, and it was just like, we got to do this, this, and this to win the game, or were you just playing it, from like shrine to shrine, fight to fight?
It was definitely a momentum-based battle in the second half, I'd say. I forget who said it, but someone at about halfway point of the map where it really started to turn was like, "Oh, look at the map, it's all blue." They're just like, we're like, "No, wait, there's no more camps," because we're just kind of automatically getting camps just while we knew they were in other lanes. Just okay, quick, get a camp. Oh, no, there's no more camps. Okay, push. So
that's where you want to be in those games. Like you want to have that pressure, and you want to look down and be like, cool, we painted the map blue. I guess we take a fight now.
Yeah, that's what it was. And that bruiser camp fight where they tried to jump on our backs and we ended up chasing them out.
Mm-hmm.
That totally took us by surprise, and I think I missed like 4 skill shots. So, but that was some really good play by our healers and our tanks, keeping us alive. And I'm really happy with how everyone performed today. These are the kind of games I really like, where it does go back and forth, and it's not just on either side.
No, those are definitely the games that I enjoy casting as well, and that these were just such a blast to cast. Before I let you go, any shoutouts that you'd like to give? The floor's all yours.
Shout out to the team. Shout out to my boys and 2C2C, and shout out to my boys in the original team, Calculated2Throw. This is my first time doing one of these, and I hope I did okay.
Oh no, it was an absolute blast. Thanks for doing the interview. Thanks for the amazing games, and I can't wait to see you further down in the Nexus Gaming Series season.
Heck yeah, man. Talk to you later.
Have a